You've been traveling for a few days now, crossing the entire continent to get to Anjit. You know you're close, but you've come to this crossroads here, and according to your map, you're going to hang a left. But you see some other fires burning up ahead and some people gathered around them. Look like torches in the distance, and you can hear some light talking, occasional yelling. More of a coordinating type yelling. They're not screaming, attacking, yelling. Turn that down a little. So, you're here. The forest is, of course, quiet. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just the regular critters. Chirping, chittering, calling. It's been pretty uneventful. You haven't come across any of these alleged undead that are supposed to be bearing down on Rookwald and everywhere else, really. So it's been a decent trip. Being able to do a lot of talking, getting to know each other, and now here you are, so close to your objective. Take it away. Take it away.
Ah, look. There is a fire in the distance. Perhaps a settlement.
I suppose we haven't seen any life in quite a while. Would be good to be amongst humans again.
We could approach them, but are we sure what they're about?
Can we be sure of anything this far from home? I don't think standing here will give us the answer.
True. They might even see our torches from the distance. That might look suspicious. If we just stay here.
All right. As you get closer, the talking does quiet down a little bit. You come upon a couple of carts, and they're both broken down. One wheel's completely busted. You see the people with the carts. Oh, shoot. I think I have their weapons out, but they don't have weapons out. Walking around the cart, one of them looks like they're studying the wheel, and the other one just looks like they're looking around into the dark. And, of course, as you approach, they focus on you. And they just stare blankly at you. Stand up from the ground, brushes off his pants, and just stares blankly at you guys.
Greetings.
Well met.
They look at each other briefly. Kind of a, what's going on? This is weird kind of look. And the one on the right says a simple hello.
We are just weary travelers on our way to Anjet. Saw your fires. Are you camping or are you in distress there?
We were looking for a key. And our cart broke. It was one of them. Are you one of them? Are you one of them?
Who are them?
Are you one of them? He looks at each of you and asks you each individually.
Who are you speaking of?
The other one pipes up. The ones who destroyed our carts.
We haven't destroyed any carts.
They look at each other again. And what about you? And you? The one on the right asks. Jothier and Iso.
We've only just arrived.
As I said, weary travelers, we're on our way to Anjet.
The one on the left speaks up. Will you help us fix our cart? Will you help us then find the key?
What does the key look like?
He gives a shrug. I don't know. We think they're hiding it. Somewhere. He just motions around to the darkness of the forest surrounding you.
What does the key go to?
We don't know. Belongs to our master. We're going to meet him now. Will you help us fix our cart?
I suppose it won't take too long.
One good need deserves another. Do you perhaps have any rations, or do you mind if we rest at your tents, assuming you are doing so?
We're traveling to our master. We're
So
we're leaving.
intended to carry on in the night?
We were headed down the road until one of them came by and destroyed the cart wheels. He motions to his cart and then the cart behind him. Our village
You are.
is behind us if you want to stay there instead of Anjet.
We'll only stay temporarily. We'll have to move to Anjet eventually. But
So
who
you
are
saw
these?
the one who destroyed your cart. What did they look like?
We're not sure. It happened very quickly. They ran out of the woods, destroyed the wheel, and ran back into the woods. We were busy when it happened. We didn't see.
Well, if it allows us to stay at your village, I've been feeling a bit weaker than in the past. Perhaps it's this arduous journey, but I can lend a hand.
The one on the right motions you over, then motions at the wheel next to him, which has clearly been broken.
Where is your spare wheel?
Without saying a word, the other one goes to the back of the cart, You hear some clunking and dragging, and he drops a wheel onto the ground and rolls it around and brings it over. I think his torch is the wrong color. Yep.
So, since Iso's up close and getting ready to, mess with this wheel, does anything other than their very odd behavior, quite obviously, do they look different? Do they smell different? Are they carrying some weird objects in their cart?
Roll your everybody roll presence.
Oh, I need to redo my sheet again after it loaded.
I hate my calculator roller. I got a 1.
1 on presence?
I got 9 total.
Wow, y'all better hope ISO sees something. Oh, wait, that was you? 18. Oh, okay, I see that. I gotcha. All right. Nyana and Jothir, these guys just look like normal travelers to you. Nothing out of place. Nothing unusual. ISO, you get close to them and you can see they look a little pale, maybe, which isn't really unusual per se. Their cart does look like it was damaged. As you get closer to the cart, you have this very... It's not really an overpowering smell. It's a very strong smell, and you can't really decide if you like it or you don't like it. It's not too offensive to work around, but it's just a very intense...
Sort of like gasoline on a mechanic?
It could be. Maybe something like that. It's not, again, it's not something that would necessarily keep you from helping them. It's not super repugnant per se. I mean, it's just a very odd, strange smell.
Not sweet, not sour. It's just kind of some kind of fragrance.
Yeah, it could drift between notes of all of those. Sweet, sour, offensive.
So it's like jackfruit. Okay.
You're teaching me all kinds of stuff today.
I guess, yeah. That's from Thailand. Or at least you get it there. So yeah, he'll just kind of note that, and
but they don't really look unusual other than that. I mean, they just look like regular.
Yeah. Hey, Wolf. Could you give me a hand?
Who?
Perhaps. Wolf.
Who?
Wolf.
Who's Wolf?
Whoever his character's name is, I can't remember. Jothir. Jothir, could you give me a hand, please?
I whisper over to Nyana. Hang back a bit, just in case, since we don't know these people. Keep an eye on them. And then I dismount and walk over to Iso to help with the wheel.
Diana is so observant that she did not hear his comment.
I'll hold the wheel in place if you want to use the tools to hammer it back on the axle.
Am I able to see this wheel with the dice roll?
Yes. And the smell is pretty ever present. So you'll be smelling that too. The closer you get.
It's the wheel
Nyana.
that's next to this guy's foot or whatever. Or
He
is that
doesn't
his?
actually have one, but yeah, it's here.
He doesn't have a foot?
You have to use your imagination. That the wheel is here. There's no wheel pawn for me to throw out here for you.
Oh no, I know. I was trying to put my guy on the right side of the cart with the broken
Oh,
wheel
you're
outside.
yes, you're correct. Yeah, they are holding up this side of the cart for you to slide
His
it
foot
on.
doesn't have one.
Yes, gotcha. Nyana, as they're over here working with the wheel, the one closest to you, a little bit strained. I mean, he's picking up the cart. He says, "Will you help us fix our wheels and find the key?"
I will. But I can see that the men seem to be fine at replacing wheels. But I could help you find the key.
He nods emphatically. A little bit of a smile before he returns his attention to the two very strong, strapping young men replacing the wooden wheel onto the cart.
Okay, guess we get to it.
Well, as we're helping to put the wheel on the cart, I just asked them. So you mentioned you're on your way to see your master. Who is that?
They look at each other. He has asked us not to speak his name anymore. All right, you're going to be able to finish that with no problem since they've holding the cart up. You've got it all good and replaced now.
Ah, thank goodness. I can't wait to get to a proper village.
Thank you. Thank you. They thank you individually again. And our other cart, will you help us with that one too? ISO, one of them looks at you first.
Why not? You have spares for that one as well?
Yes. Will you help us with that one too? Jother,
I mean,
he's turning to you.
Don't know why we wouldn't.
Sure, happy to help.
Have you all never replaced a wagon wheel before?
No. We've recently lost many of our people.
Was it to the same strangers in the woods?
No. It was to the King of Anjet. The other one pipes up. The old King of Anjet.
Ah, is the new king much better then?
We don't know. We haven't seen him. Odin said to stay away from him.
Did you say Odin? I've heard that name.
Yes, she's our leader. This way. He starts to walk you towards the other cart. Following Jothir?
I'm following after them, yes.
Niana, he turns to you again. Will you help us fix the cart? Will you help us find the key?
I will help. I'll just follow them on my horse.
Okay. So as you approach, the other two do have their weapons drawn, but the one who walks you over says, they're here to help us fix the carts. And they just nod in relief and put their weapons away.
So while we're fixing this up, perhaps you can tell us about, I don't know, the goings-ons around this area. Perhaps over the last month, if you can still tell time, given the blackness of the sky.
One of them goes to the back of this cart and same familiar rattlings around, dragging a wooden wheel out of the back, thumping it on the ground and rolling it over. We helped Odin overthrow Anchet for the new king. Just says it very matter-of-factly and then motions you over to the wheel on the other side of the cart from you.
Iso kind of talks towards Wolf, while he's preparing and they're sweating a
Who?
little bit. Jothir. I keep staring at this damn Discord and reading it. This Odin sounds like a very important person. I guess I see why there was so much interest in her back where we had come from.
You know Odin? They all just stop whatever they were doing, staring at the ground, staring at the card, and then just fixed on you now.
Do I know Odin?
Yes, do you know Odin?
Oh no, I've only heard tales.
Jothir, the one closest to you, turns to you. Do you know Odin?
We've only heard the same tales.
Nyana, the one near you, turns to you. Do you know Odin?
I've only heard the name.
Do you know if she made it to Ailton?
Ailton. I'm afraid to tell you, but Ailton burned to the ground not long ago.
He gets this unreasonably angry face and just punches the cart. And then just this very gruff, loud voice. It was one of them, wasn't it?
It could have been.
We must hurry. You must fix this wheel now.
Oh, yeah. Fixing away.
I try to help a bit faster.
All right. This wheel goes on just as easy as the last one. Also, that smell is also coming from this cart as well.
I'm curious, while we're fixing this for you, perhaps have you ever seen a knight adorned in red?
The angry one withdraws his weapon again. Are you one of them?
No, of course not.
Jothier, he turns to you. Are you one of them?
Most certainly not.
Nyana, the one nearest you, draws his weapon again. Are you one of them?
I am most definitely not.
We're simply travelers, and along our paths we've heard tales of various people and various encounters.
They sort of mutter and to themselves. Can't really tell what they're saying at this point. They're lifting up the cart. One of them puts his weapon away to lift up the cart, but... Once you've got the wheel on, they are very eager. They start moving very quickly. We must leave to find the key now. Do you know where the key is? Iso, he looks to you.
Not yet.
Will you help us find the key?
I'm a bit tired at the moment, but perhaps after some rest. I'm always down for adventure. That's why I hit the road in the first place. But I would leave that to my companions and let them decide.
Jothier, the angry one, turns to you. Will you help us find the key?
Do you know where this key is now?
No, he says in a very frustrated voice, and he sort of waves his torch around into the darkness, his hand flailing, sort of indicating it like, all around him, anywhere here.
Would it be of benefit then if perhaps we split up, cover more ground, search more area to find this quicker?
All right. And you on the horse, will you help us find our key?
I will help.
The other one says,
Yes,
she promised she would already. The one next to you.
I suspect it will be difficult to find, though, if we don't get any pointers.
The one next to you, who's kept a friendly tone when he speaks with you, Nyana, he says, don't worry. Our master will come find you. He'll know where to look for the key.
I can't wait to meet him.
So your leader is Odin, but not your master?
The one in front of you nods across the cart from you there.
So
Of
then
course.
This one by default would then be Odin's master as well?
We're not supposed to talk about him. You should go to Anjit and not our village.
We're talking around him. Is Odin one of you? Is she from your village?
We need to leave now. Don't go to our village. You should go to Anjit. The angry one in the back
Okay.
motions with his torch down the towards the lighted road, which according to your map would be towards Anchit.
I'm a little concerned about the strangers that you mentioned out in the woods. We'll continue our travels and we'll look for that key, but I see that you've had a number of daggers. You wouldn't happen to have an extra one for us to protect ourselves along the path, would you?
No. Just says simply and takes his place at the back of the cart, and the other one grabs the horse's reins. They're getting ready to start moving.
Just in this sense of safety, what do these others that you were speaking of, what do they look like so that we can make sure that we stay away from them?
They are the ones that burned down Ailton.
Okay. How would we identify them across our path? I mean, they were just here smashing your cart, so they're nearby, correct? So what do they look like?
No, they didn't smash our carts. What are you talking about?
You said the thems came and smashed your cartwheels.
Which are you talking about?
I don't. The ones that, when we approached, that's what that person over there said.
We're leaving. They sort of ignore you and begin to, oh man, is it going to work like that? Oh no, it's not. Cool. Great, there we go. They start to walk off when the one of them hangs you back that led you back from the front cart. We have many enemies, he says in a understanding voice, a little calmer than the angry one. There are many enemies. Odin was trying to save Ailton from those enemies, probably. That's why she went there. But you have helped us, so we are not your enemy. He nods at you. And then he starts to... Go ahead.
Very well. Good journey. Good luck on your quest. I hope you find the key.
But you said you would help find the key.
I don't know what we're doing. Your other compatriots said that we should go to Anjet.
Don't worry. Our master will make everything clear for you.
Oh, wonderful.
And he sort of runs to catch up to his cart and gets ready to leave as well. Try it again. And they all head down the road with their carts.
Iso's powerful whistle summoned my horse as well.
Your horse just didn't want to be around the creepy people leaving.
I gently pat my horse as I mount him and whisper into the horse's ear, yes, they were quite disturbing.
Oh, is Adam behind you on your horse?
I just look at Iso strangely.
That reminds me, I feel like we're missing someone. Oh well. On to Anjet then, or should we camp?
according to your map, Anjit is just a very short distance away. A very short distance.
We could head to Engine and see what's going on. I'm curious to return to these woods, though, and find out more about these strangers that attacked them.
They said their village was nearby. We could start there if we want to find out more, probably.
They did say not to go there, but yeah. I'll do whatever. This sounds interesting. They were odd people.
I suppose we go to Enjet first. Perhaps we'll find their key there, by accident.
Engine it is.
Heading down the path to Anjit, then?
Yes, Druther turns his horse and starts moving down the path. Although Iso might need to lead the way since he has the map.
You trot down the lit path to Anjit, leaving the forest behind, and you see two familiar figures waiting for you at the edge of town, Semper and Loxon, who rode ahead, took a little shortcut to make sure the way was clear, because you had heard about all the undead. And they will inevitably report they saw nothing. But as you see Anjit right up next to your companions, you remember the things Lord Gannison was very insistent about and reminded you several times. Give a very long, important title that includes you being representatives of Ruckwald when you enter the city. And do not sit down. You can lay down to sleep, you could stand up to talk, but you cannot sit down. And with all this in mind, you start looking at each other and figure out what to do next.
Oh, yeah. Sanford, I forgot to give you this. I bought it when
What
we were
is
at
it?
Woodworld. I'll just copy and paste it to you.
Well, tell Semper in character what it is.
It's this magic scroll that can make you talk to animals.
Oh. Oh.
I'm gonna regret this.
This is to my liking.
Don't make me regret it.
Definitely will.
I'm gonna regret this.
I take it and I immediately ask my horse how she's doing.
Oh, fucking hell.
Is this one of the spells you're casting for today?
How many spells can I cast in a day?
I'll have
You
to
gotta
roll
roll
to
D4.
find out. Let's hold on that though, because you still have to learn it.
Sure. If it helps, mate, I'll count it if it helps. As soon as I saw that, I just remembered every time you use that spell, that spell to talk to Billy. So I had to buy it. Everybody
Go ahead and make a perception check too. except for Loxon, who sees nothing.
Huh?
You see nothing. You see nothing unusual, out of the ordinary.
Well, why? Why? I needed-
Because
I
when we
needed
got to
because it-
Bone Drift, you couldn't keep your eyes to yourself.
Yeah.
So now
drifting
you
eyes.
see nothing. That's right.
No.
We're
And
making
we're
which
late.
roll again?
Presence. It's an observation check is what you're doing.
It's already entered.
Yeah.
Like, so the +3 presence, whatever, is already.
Yep. D20
Okay.
plus 3 is all it means. Joe Theory, what'd you get?
Not a better roll. No, I got a 4, so I'm sure I don't see much.
Lawson is confused on why he can't see anything.
If you keep your eyes on your character, it may become clear later.
Hey, Constant, for those 3 rules from Lord Gannison, it was need to introduce yourself in many titles, include that your representatives of Ruckwald, so-and-so, and don't sit down. That was it, right?
I believe so. I probably forgot one. I thought there were 3, but I can only remember those 2.
Is this where he said, don't ask anyone their name?
No,
That was,
that was Bone
It
Drift.
was in Bone Drift.
Okay.
You guys want to...
I know you say keep your eye on characters. Okay, no, I was saying it.
Wow, Semper. Holy cow, welcome back. Jeez.
Bloody hell. Oh god, you got the perfect roll there.
So, I think everybody... is it... What is the number? Is it 13 that you need to get?
I think it's 12.
Or is it,
Yeah,
okay,
okay, please say 12.
12?
12
Okay.
success.
Okay. So, everybody succeeds except for Jothier and Loxon.
Because Lawson can't see anything for some reason.
Correct. So, especially Eagle Eyes Semper, you look to your right and you see a purplish light. See 2 figures unlike anything you have ever seen before. Straight ahead, you can see the city. Looks like it has a wall around it. Some guards collected at the gate. A decent amount of activity going on inside. Given that you don't know whether it's day or night, you can see lighting torches moving around, and you can hear sounds of people talking, animal noises, some other noises. You don't really know what they are, but the city looks awake. And you can hear the ocean beyond and smell the salt in the air as well.
There's something ominous over there to the right. Purple glow. I feel as though we should check it out.
Did we? Are we not to stay clear of strangers?
Yeah, they're definitely strangers. Not that I can see anything.
From what I can tell, they also don't. Well, a purple glow is not a very inviting thing to run at.
It could be a sign from the dark gods.
Well, I would prefer to meet the dark gods on my own terms.
Jothier just kind of nods along what they're saying, not really able to see much.
Perhaps we can find out who they are in the city of Anjet itself.
So we won't approach them?
Maybe later, when we know what we're up against. But if you want to, you're free to go.
Guys, I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't see anything.
I wonder what we sent you forward as a scout. You are terrible at being one.
What do you mean? I didn't say anyone.
Well, you just missed a couple of people repairing their carts.
When? And where, my ad?
It was not too far back. Men dressed in black.
Well, maybe you went the long way around. I went the shorter way around.
Regardless, we met them, and you didn't. And you're the scout, so.
Anyway, what were these, men?
Well, strange to say the least. They were looking for a key for their master. Whatever that means.
Their master?
Yes, I do not know who he is.
Semper, come
Apart
back.
from it being a he.
I think Semper wanted to ride off and talk to those folks.
Well, I know, but I can't do two things at once. Finish here, and then we can do what Semper wants. Just one sec.
And
Finish.
key? and what key?
That's what we like to know as well. They've been very clear on it, apart from that their master would tell us.
They mentioned their leader was Odin. You remember the woman that they were looking for in Ailton. We informed them that after they mentioned that Odin was to go to Ailton, we mentioned that, well, the latest news we had of Ailton was that it burned down. So they weren't too thrilled. And they also weren't too communicative, as Niana mentioned. We don't know who their master was, only that they identified as a he, and that Odin was their leader. And they were looking for a mysterious key for a mysterious master.
Oh yeah, Odin. The person, what's his name? Alexander, the guy with the spaghetti face was on about.
They also seemed a bit adverse to the Red Knight.
Ah, right.
If they meant the Red Knight. They never made that very clear either.
I just mentioned if they had seen any knights adorned in red, and they drew weapons and asked us if we were one of them again, whatever that meant.
Well, they seem to be getting pretty angry at everyone that didn't look for their key.
Oh, by the way, Niana, all of that axle and wheel binder, it was stuck to my gloves. I leaned on that cart, and unfortunately, this stuck to my hand. I can't read much of it, but it looks like some of the things you keep in your bag. I was wondering if you wanted this. And Isa will hand her a scroll.
Nice.
We'll gladly take this for study.
It's very unclean, full of glue. Be careful.
I get it. Thank you.
I put the details in the voice channel.
Okay, Semper, you want to ride towards the light.
Hey, old man, come back!
All right, hold on. So you're screaming at Semper to come back? Moxon?
I'm doing what I want.
It will to no avail, apparently.
Okay, Semper, you hear some hollering and yelling from the city gate. Sounds very animated.
I still feel drawn to this purple light.
Okay.
Will the old man be alright on his own?
You see somebody from the gate, except for Semper, because he's moving along, running towards
me,
Semper,
apparently.
screaming, "No, stop."
I'm sure he'll be fine. He found his way all the way here all by himself, after all.
Well, the cards don't seem very pleasant with what he's doing.
Yeah, maybe we should get him back here, wherever he
Well,
is.
let's just pretend he's not with us. If it comes down to that, we do have a mission to carry out.
That is
All
true.
right.
I mean, we can use his age as an excuse if we have to.
Yeah.
Semper, as you get close, you can see there are two armored figures. Their horses and likely themselves to decaying flesh covering them. They don't move or acknowledge your presence currently. And they just sitting there stoically watching the city. And you hear some yelling coming up behind you telling you to stop. Well, just screaming stop and no.
I call out to the purple light horses.
What are you saying?
Oh, who are you? What are you doing here?
They don't even so much turn as to acknowledge you.
I sense that you have great power. Can I use my scroll on the horse?
To learn your scroll, it's going to take you a few minutes.
Really?
Yeah, you just got it. Actually, I don't even know if you can use that one, to be honest. Is it a clean scroll or an unclean scroll?
I don't know.
Which one?
The speak with animals one?
Yeah, I guess.
I think that one's clean.
So during this interaction, we all can see this other guard coming up on Semper, correct?
Well, not me,
Definitely.
apparently. Well, I think what can I? Because I don't see anything, apparently.
You can't.
You
No.
can't.
If somebody mentions it to you, you might see it, but other than that,
You got an eyelash in your eye you're dealing.
What about Jothier?
Keep stepping in front of him.
yeah, you can see it. Oh no, you got 4. That's right. Well, I mean, you know, Semper rode off. You're just not going to be super observant, but you know, there's a lot of things drawing your attention to this.
Well, I'm just wondering, with the guard calling out, with that kind
Yeah,
of a...
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things drawing your attention to this particular situation now. So yes, you would understand something is happening.
You know, that's a very odd light down there, and city guards are going after Semper, and Semper might not even be at full health. Was pretty ill before. Maybe we should go over and help keep an eye.
I just dismounted.
All right, hold on. Give them a sec.
I don't know, Jafia. What if it goes south and we lose all credibility with what we're trying to do?
A good diplomat is supposed to stay neutral.
Oh, Lawson doesn't even listen to.
That's what my uncles taught me.
You know what? Lots's just gonna ride off towards him to get his ass back here.
It may be in our best interest to let them figure it out on their own.
Perhaps we should ride towards the gates to establish our neutrality.
Yes, that would be wise. We wouldn't want to get in another sticky situation.
So Isaac like kicks his horse. I'll pause here, like he's heading towards the gate.
Okay.
And I'm heading towards Senfer.
Okay. Jothier, what are you doing?
Jothir's torn, having had established a brief friendship with Semper, but at the same time having an aversion to guards. Semper follows after ISO. Sorry, Jothir follows after ISO.
Okay. All right, Semper, as you dismount, you hear a very panicked voice yelling, "Get back on your horse, you stupid old man! You're going to get us all killed, you fool!"
The water seems fine.
The water seems fine.
Yeah, you know, saying.
No. Okay.
Generally,
No,
we're-
that's not a saying.
Maybe it is for you. Sure. All right. Go ahead, Loxon. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm just gonna ride on and shout at Senfer, "Get back here, you stupid old man! Listen to the words. Listen to the guard."
You can move up some more.
Oh, right. Here.
That's good. Yep.
Alright. Get back here, you stupid old man! Listen to what the man's saying!
But this power, I'm drawn to it.
Your your power hungry attitude's gonna get you killed.
All right. What are your plans, Semper? Just gonna keep walking forward.
Yes.
Go into the light, Caroline.
He didn't let you finish the sentence. He immediately did it.
All right. Nope. Hold on. Back up a little bit. That's good. All right. You've got the guard again running up at you, screaming every expletive he knows at you, calling you an old fool. He even throws his axe at you. So go ahead and roll to dodge. Agility. All right. The axe flies right past you, and you can see it flying right past you, and the man behind you is continuing to barrel forward.
Okay, I'm continuing.
All right. Loxon, what are you doing? Loxon?
I'm still here. I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna continue running towards Sanford.
Well, you're riding, so you're pretty quick now. What do you want to do?
Since the old man's not listening, I'm just gonna hurry up there, try to grab him onto my horse and ride him towards the gate.
Okay. Then
In that order, by the way.
well, you're gonna have to grab him first. You have to step by step.
That's what I said. In that order.
Okay. All right, well, try and grab him. I guess, Semper, you roll agility, and then you can roll strength, Loxon. Trotting in place. Trotting in place.
Well, I win. Oh shit!
No, you don't. Too soon.
All right.
I push Loxon aside. He's no match for me.
You barely win. You absolute idiot, old man! I'm trying to save your life here.
All right, roll a d10, Semper.
Oh boy.
Wow. Okay, as you start to get closer now, you take a point of damage. It is now physically painful for you to move any closer. Roll another d10.
I can do it.
All right, take 3 more damage.
Oh my god.
The guard just begins running to back, and he says, "Run! Run!" He's running off. Loxon.
Do we make it to the gate?
Yeah. We'll hold that for now. So you go to the gate.
Okay. Yeah,
No,
so...
no. Hold on.
Wait, my turn.
Whoops. No. Hold on. Okay, so you make it to the gate, and immediately the guards just block your path. And one of them is sort of watching what's going on, and he just runs inside. Turn around, they tell you.
They say what?
What's that?
What do they say?
Turn around. They've got their poleaxes lowered, shields up. They look like they're ready to fight. A few moments after the guard goes into town, the whole town starts buzzing and You hear a bell start ringing from somewhere.
Good God. What is happening? What is the clatter?
You're stirring them up. You're not coming in here. Turn around and go back where you came from now.
Who is you? What are you speaking of? I am an ambassador coming from Rockwall. I have nothing to do with whatever crazy old man that is over there. He
Well,
was
then
already here when
maybe
we got- You watched us approach. He was already here.
you were together. Nobody's entering the city. We can't take any chances. When they come to wipe you all out, we're not going to be any part of it.
We are here to see the king. When I eventually see him, shall I give him your names? That you were barring his diplomacy?
You won't make it to the king.
I beg to
Those
differ.
things are going to come down here and wipe you all out. And we're not going to let you drag them into our city. They're your problem now.
Iso looks at Neon. What is he talking about? Our problem.
It seems that whoever was on that hill, they consider a problem for us. Which I find strange, given that this isn't our land. And we humbly request to simply see your king, with urgent news from the east. I'm sure he would be interested in what we have to say.
He's going to be more interested in why you're stirring up the Dark Riders on the hill.
I want to apologize humbly on behalf of my foolish compatriots that decided to do so. I can assure you that they act solely on their own, and we have no interest in helping them with whatever they're doing.
I don't think you understand what's about to happen. Your best bet is to turn around and start riding back where you came from. Your friend is about to get you all killed. And you're not dragging it into the city.
I apologize, but I've clear orders from my superiors to enter the city and speak with the king with uttermost urgency.
I'll drag your corpse in when you're dead. Then you can speak to him.
Iso draws his weapon.
I'm afraid you do not understand the significance of our entry.
I'm afraid you don't understand the significance of what your friend is doing. One of those riders could wipe out this entire town, and there's 2 of them now.
Who says they will enter the town?
Who's going to stop them?
Why haven't they
Oh, you're the
already
guard.
entered the town?
Nobody knows. They show up for days, they disappear. Have you never seen one before?
We are not from here. So no is the answer.
Well, you'll be lucky if they just kill your friend. Until we're sure they're not coming after you, you're not bringing this into our town. This is
I do
all
not
at the
intend
king's
to make
orders.
this discussion.
Nobody enters the town that interferes with those riders.
We bring important word from Exeter and Lord Gennison of Rookwold.
And those
It is
interferers
important
over there can remain
that
over
is
there.
delivered.
Say the last part again, Niana.
We got our orders from Lord Gennison, and it's important that they are delivered.
And what did you say, Iso?
Sorry, Iso said those interfering can remain interfering over there, and we are here not interfering. So therefore, shouldn't we be allowed to enter?
Shakes his head. No. Exeter couldn't stop one of them, let alone two. There's only one human who's ever killed one of those things. They could wipe out an army by themselves. And your friends doing who knows what.
I don't see why they would be interested in us, though. They seemed more intent on watching the city.
Well then, ride back where you were a few moments ago and see what happens. If they leave you alone, then you can come back in the city.
Who's the one person that was able to handle them?
Don't worry, he's nowhere nearby. He's been banished.
You banished the only man that can protect you.
The king banished him. I follow the king's orders. And the king's orders, whoever messes with the riders doesn't come into the city.
Or you may have the king's orders. But I have a little something for you that you might be interested in. As I toss up a small pouch of silver in my hand.
You really don't understand, do you? They're going to kill you. All of you. And you can thank your friend. The only way you're getting in this city is if you kill us. Because if you come in this city, they're going to kill us.
How about we just make camp right here? So you have a nice view of us getting killed. And maybe they'll take you along with it.
We'll come move you if we need to.
You see, if you move us violently, you will cause war. I don't think your king would be very happy if that happened.
Oh, there won't be a war if they wipe us out.
I don't think you should be so scared. They won't come after us. They won't risk it near the city.
I don't think you understand. They're not afraid of us. We're afraid of them.
It shows, really.
All right,
But I
as you're
still
talking...
might suggest
Go ahead.
the others in.
As you're talking, a woman comes up behind. Oops, I don't know where the other... Oh, really? Hang on. A woman comes up with more guards. What's going on? She asks. Why haven't you removed these people? They're going to draw the riders over here.
We do insist you let us in. We have important matters for the king to be discussed.
It's one of their companions over there by the Dark Riders. We can't let him in, one of the guards says. She nods. King's orders. and I am the king's advisor, and I will advise him not to let you in. She motions you away with her hand. Take what precious few moments of your life you have left and leave. Get a head start.
Even though we might bring hails and good tidings and powerful armies that you might use to defend yourselves from the thing you fear over there, you would still turn us away?
There are no armies that can defend from those things over there.
We come from Ruckwald as well as the Waste. Come for Lord Gannison as his ambassadors. Also, we come as Exodus ambassadors. And we speak for them. They do have armies. They're very powerful.
And neither of those armies, including ours, could handle them. Take them with you, back to Ruckwald and to Exeter.
What about those holding out in the dunes?
She gets quiet for a second.
We've met with them as well, you know. They are currently scouting the living dead for Lord Gannison. We are working together, collaborating. If you do not wish to be part of this collaboration, we will head back, and I will tell them that the King's advisor has been blocked in an audience. Do you mind roll presence?
No. After a few moments, she shakes her head no. They won't go after them. Doonguard is safe. And they're not our allies anymore. If you come in the city and they come after you, they will destroy our entire city. And there is no army that can stop them.
Why do you think they would be so interested in us?
Nobody knows. A month ago, I'd never seen more than one in a single place. Now they travel in pairs. And then all of this, she motions towards the sky. They're getting stronger, not weaker.
I can assure you we play no part in all of this. The sky being dark is as big of a surprise as it is for you. I can hardly believe they want us for that.
I don't think you understand. It's them who made the sky dark.
Them? You mean
She
the
motions with her torch towards the riders. She nods her head yes when you ask about the riders.
Sure, you would want to find a way to get rid of them.
Well, that won't be by dragging you into our city and trying to protect you, getting our own king killed.
Why did you pause when I mentioned Doonguard? What secrets are involved there? Does it deal with maybe anything they might be stowing away in their chests? Or the people that reside there?
They were our allies at one time. But no more.
If they were allied with you, once again, would that perhaps bequeath us an audience?
The king himself would not grant you an audience under these circumstances. No king would. Not Exeter, not Lord Gannison, not the Unbroken Conclave. None. You are as good as marked for death.
For being outside your gates and there being riders to my right? What have we done?
Who knows what your friend is doing over there? Maybe they'll come after you. Maybe they'll just stop with your friend. We're not taking that chance. You're staying out here. Till your friend is dead, and we see what they do next.
Jothier looks over to the purplish area and then back to the woman and says, "One of your own men ran over there. Will he be allowed back into the city?"
He went to stop her. Yes, yes.
We did more than just try to stop them. We ignored them and moved on.
And we don't know what association you have with them. So until we clear all that up, you're staying outside.
Those writers might not know the association he has, your guard has
Exactly.
with those
I'm
two.
not understanding your logic. But regardless, what would it take to get into the city? Just to see that they still stand there?
Your friend to die and for them to still stand there, yes.
I guess we'll have to wait out here. You'll see the riders won't harm us. Just you wait. I suggest we make camp here.
I agree.
Jothier, what are you doing?
Jothier rides after them.
All right.
You know, since they've already pegged us as with Semper and perhaps a threat to their city, would it hurt us at all to go over and try and talk with those figures?
It sounds like it might implicate us further and that they might destroy us just for being in proximity, based on what she was saying.
Yes, after what I've heard, I would not dare step close to them.
However,
take it
Jothier,
over.
if they advance on us,
Can I just ask one question? Do you two know how to swim?
I think that means no.
gonna scan my backstory here real quick.
All right. While you're doing that, we're gonna go back over to the
Can we make it up on the spot?
to the drama unfolding. Yeah, but sure. But hang on. Okay. Semper, you've taken 4 damage, 4 health gone. How much health do you have left?
3.
Okay. Loxon, yeah, what is it your move here? You see Semper reeling from some
I'm
painful effects
groveling
of some kind.
on the ground now. It hurts.
Anyway, I'm gonna try one more time to grab him.
Are you sure? Okay, roll a d10.
I have D10. Ah, damn yeah. What if I get a 9? Two.
Okay, you take 2 damage, and you're going to try and grab him, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to resist, Semper?
Yes.
I can, really.
It's okay. Semper's going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage this time, so go ahead and roll again, strength and agility. Strength for Lox and agility for Semper.
13.
All right. Roll again. That's going to be a tie. Oh, 7 and 11? Okay. All right, so this time you grab the old man.
No, leave me.
If I leave you, stupid bitch, you're gonna die.
Fool.
Fool. Whatever. Same thing.
Bastard.
Bastard. Fine. If I leave you here, you stupid bastard, you're gonna die.
I want to gain their favor.
I'm just gonna ignore him and ride off.
Okay.
With
Dragging
him
Semper.
in tow, by the
Okay.
way. Yeah. How far you want me to go?
Just a little bit's good enough. Semper move over there with Loxon.
This is against my will.
Well, screw your will. How far you want me to go?
That's good. Semper, as you're being dragged away against your will, you see the one closest to you slowly turn its head and just looks right at you.
It sees me.
The other one just continues watching the city.
What does this mean?
No, don't care. Let's get out of here.
It must mean something. They're always just watching the city.
You gonna drag Odin all the way up to the others, or
Who?
are you dragging Odin? You got me.
Ew.
You got me. You dragging Semper all the way up to the others?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead. Semper, you're
Wait,
along for the ride.
I can't resist anymore.
Okay. You can resist. Sure. Come back.
Fine.
We'll have
Wait.
another roll, strength versus it'll be strength versus strength this time because you're just physically fighting each other.
And
Okay.
I've lost Semper. Where is he?
It's right here. He's coming to you.
Got it.
Whoops. Yeah, right there. You're good. It's good. Strength v strength now.
Well, he's lost. Well, I've lost already. Yeah, do it.
Yep. Even with his penalty, you're losing. So Semper takes a tumble into the dirt.
Ugh.
All right,
I
Semper.
I start crawling back. I start crawling back, just slowly becoming more insane.
All right, Loxon, he's crawling. You can... What are you doing? He's still watching you, Semper, by the way.
He sees me. I must go back.
Right, I'm done. I'm going.
Okay.
Speaking of watching, we could all see that, right?
It would be kind of a long distance. You can see Loxon's torch moving around. Sure. Movement and screaming and expletives from Loxon that you can easily identify. But other than that, it's just sort of a... it's just happening off in the distance. It'd be hard to tell. So,
Does it appear that both of the riders are still standing there staring at the city, or did any of them follow?
no, nothing has moved yet, riders-wise. Only movement that you noticed was Loxon's torch. You could see in the distance, like, moving around in the dark. No purple light has moved. Only yellow light, orange light, whatever, firelight. So what are you doing, Semper?
I'm gonna call out to the one that's looking at me and say, are you a god?
No answer.
And I walk forward, a little more forward, and say, what can I do to gain your favor? I'm here to serve you. And then I'm, obviously still crawling because I'm in a lot of pain.
Doesn't say anything, it just watches you. What are you doing? You got free reign now. Nobody's here to stop you. You get to do everything you want to do. Semper?
Thinking.
You were expecting me to leave you, weren't you?
Go into the light, Caroline. Go into the light. There's peace and tranquility in the light.
What shall I do to gain your favor? I know you are a god.
Doesn't say anything. Just sits there. Are you still crawling?
Yeah. Shit.
Keep going.
You
Okay.
were
Well,
not
you can
expecting
go to
this.
where you want to now because, again, nobody's even trying to stop you. So I think you are, yeah. Nobody's anywhere near you. Nobody's trying to stop you. You have solo. This is a monologue time, I guess.
Okay. All right. I grovel. I grovel my way back to my horse, and I mount my horse.
Still follows you. Its head just turns to the side.
Is
Looking
it still
backwards.
looking?
Yep,
At me?
looking right at you at an odd angle for its own head. Ooh, you're breaking up.
Tell him. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yep.
All right. I look straight at him and I tell him that I'll be back. I'm not strong enough to be near you at the moment, but one day I will be worthy to serve you. And in the night, I take a coin out of my pocket and just flip it onto the ground as an offering. And then I head back.
Before you head back,
Yes.
roll a d6. Okay. Okay. Start moving off.
What did that mean?
I don't know. What did it mean?
What did the D6 mean?
Who knows?
You don't know.
Game mother.
You don't know. Nope. It's game master in this one. We're not playing Alien anymore.
No. I must go. No.
Where did you go?
Can I use
Oh,
a
there you are.
Wow,
Can I
you always
use-
think that you only have 5 days left to live.
Shh,
Can I
Joe
use
Thayer,
my
shut up.
very old story point to get
Nope.
that roll ready?
Nope.
No? Are you serious?
Nope. No, there's no story points here. It's a whole different game.
Jesus Christ.
Go where you're going.
Maybe
You'll
if you
have
ride
to wait.
away, maybe if you ride toward them the right away, you can keep trying rolls until you see what happens.
No. If Semper rides back, there won't be any more rolls. No rolls will be required should you return.
I'm very dissatisfied now.
Feel free to ride back.
No, I told him that he knows I'm not strong enough yet, and I'll be back
Yeah, he
when I'm
does know.
worthy.
We need some
He knows I'll be back when I'm worthy.
Okay. Well, ride back to your compatriots then. Loxon, you coming over here or you staying over there?
Well, as far as I'm aware, they were at the gate.
You can't see them over here?
Oh, right.
He's not very observant.
Well, considering I don't see anything apparently.
Ah, old man, what did you learn other than
I learned that gods are among us.
You're suicidal. Next time you do that again, I am not saving you.
One day you will understand.
Oh, I understand.
Are you
I
saying,
understand that you're crazy.
are you saying they are gods?
It's clear as day.
And you know this because you've seen gods before in the flesh?
Their presence. It can be nothing else.
I can think of plenty other things it could be.
I
In the
appreciate-
end, I feel like they'll be our savior.
I appreciate your faith, but it seems to have seriously impeded our mission here in getting access to Anjet and the king. You see, we could have rode up according to those gods and have entered the city, but as soon as they found you were associating with those riders over there with the purple lights, they refused us access, saying that They feared them tremendously, that just one of them could destroy the whole city, and now there was two, and only one person ever that they knew had ever defeated one, but they wouldn't share that info.
Have you ever thought that they might be protecting?
I haven't thought anything. I just got here. I was just trying to get into the city, but
They watch the city and they don't trust them yet.
You make a lot of
Beings
assumptions.
with such power have interest in such a town. They must be protecting it from something.
That's not how they think about it in the city.
Yeah, since you were nearly, well, you seemed like you were dying, brother. I doubt it completely.
it looks like you needed some protection when you were visiting. You're bleeding from the ears and the nose and the eyes.
I'm used to this.
Jyothier trots his horse a little closer to Semper and just in a more hushed voice says, I only saw a purple light over there, but the city folk refer to them as riders. Were they armored riders?
They wore armor, yes.
Just look at Semper in the eyes and say, it wasn't the same armored rider that we saw back in Belmuth, was it?
Was I there?
Yeah, it was the procession.
I mean, that was like 3 months ago or whatever.
I don't know how to answer this. I don't. I cannot remember.
I think you'd know if you remembered them. You were in awe with them just now, so I don't think you've seen them before.
I thought perhaps she had, and that's what she wrote off, or he wrote off.
No, their presence, it called to me. I had to make myself known to them.
He's obviously out of his mind. So, any way to get back him?
Oh,
You
they
could
had said-
try again, but they might not be sure if they're
Yes.
they're still being attacked or not.
They had explained that it would take Semper to die at the hand of the riders, and the riders to remain standing there, not attacking us, before they would let us into the city. So, this seems to be an edge case they weren't expecting. Semper wasn't killed by them. We're still standing here.
Well,
Past.
since he's alive, they're still standing there. Why don't we try, get him back into through the entrance.
How about you two try, because you're the ones that caused trouble.
All right, I will.
If they'll let you in, they'll let us.
As you approach, they lower their shields and raise their shields and lower their pole arms, shaking their heads. Leave.
We mean you no harm.
You hear the woman in the back, and you are a fool.
That's one thing. That's one thing we agree with.
You provoke the Riders of Death and put the entire city at risk. She shakes her head. No. You're not coming into this city.
Look, Daddy. My name is Lawson. I am an ambassador to Rickworld. I am best friend to he who remains unseen. He who no one can see but me, apparently. No, please, let me in there before I really lose my mind.
She shakes her head no. No. You can sleep out here. I will go tell the king and tell him what has happened. And I'll return when I'm ready. And give you an answer. But you're not coming in the city. Until the king himself says that you can.
Well, we must speak with him now. If we cannot go in, then can you bring him here?
He's the king. The people come to him. He does not go to the people. And apparently you wanted to speak to those riders more than you wanted to speak to our king. So I'll make sure and pass that on as well. She motions with her free hand towards Nyana, Iso, and Jothir. Join your friends. When the king is ready to give an answer, you'll know. Until then, if you try to enter the city, we will kill you. All of you. She looks at you, Loxon.
Lady, I can take you with me. About half of your men, too. But since I'm a bit aggravated by having to save this stupid old man here, I will bloody... I'll do what you say. Well, man, stay out of it.
I don't believe the gods are here to harm you. They only watch.
Oh, I forgot to mention, he seems to have lost his mind. Well, bye.
You too, old man.
I do not believe you should fear them.
The king believes otherwise. And he certainly knows more about them than you.
You say a lot about the king, but I have yet to experience or to hear of his experiences. Or to see it. I doubt he's ever come as close to them as I just have.
She doesn't say anything. She just stares at you, quietly, with a scowl on her face.
I just shout out, "Old man, here, now!"
Tell the king we need to speak to him urgently.
Oh, I'll tell him everything. I promise you that. All right.
So, through this news, she'll get the king. She'll talk to the king for us. But she'll let us know, and she'll let us know if we're allowed in. But until then, we have to stay out here. It's your fault, old man.
You have truly jeopardized the mission, Semper.
I believe what I did was right.
You do you, but what you do is not always practical. You need to learn to
Practical
face the consequences.
practical doesn't always gain the favor of dark gods. Sometimes you must be impractical.
Either way, I think Jover, Iso and I should be doing the talking in there, since you two seem to lack the nuances required for diplomacy.
Well, well, not really, considering I'm the one that convinced her to talk to the king for us, and you two did nothing about it.
We discussed.
So I like to think differently. Since I should be, since I seem to be the one with the words that work, maybe I should do the talking for once.
She's the king's advisor. She was already going to tell him what's happening at his gates.
You achieved
Probably
nothing
mostly-
more than we did, Loxan. And the only reason we couldn't get... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you go first.
No,
I do insist, Isa, that you go first. I wouldn't want to interrupt your words.
Is this the quiet game where you see who's quietest longest?
no, I was just gonna make a quip, and that's no big deal. We're just having a...
Either way,
We
since
should-
you're not speaking, I do suggest we go about things more carefully from now on.
Yeah, so that means no wadding towards creepy horsemen with purple lights. Semper.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think we have only then but to wait. We might as well break camp and hope that the king is interested in the circus show that we brought to the gate enough to want to speak to us.
Wait,
In the meantime, I feel like we should rest. I need to heal.
We've dropped the name Exit often enough. I've not heard of a man that doesn't want to speak it to his mother once in a while.
wait, back up, ISO. You said that someone actually managed to beat one of those things?
That's what the advisor mentioned. But she didn't give any details to the person other than they were, "Don't worry, they're not here," which was an odd thing to say. I would want them here if they defeat these things. Just maybe.
They're not here. Why is that?
Well, apparently the one man that defeated one is exiled from the city.
She
By the
also
king
said that
himself.
the king banished him.
What? Why? The one thing that could beat the thing. Considering Semper nearly died by just going near them,
Maybe
that
the king
was.
maybe king felt threatened by this person if they're that powerful.
Sounds like something we should ask him.
I
But the
wouldn't advise
mission
that
goes
that
first.
directly. Yeah.
We needn't forget that we have a job to do here.
There's nothing wrong with getting some, information now. Then
You're right, but we do it after we've done our diplomacy. We won't want to jeopardize this mission any further. Or things might look glum in the future. I'm gonna take a nap. I'll see what you'll be about.
All right, so breaking out camp, more or less, putting out bedrolls.
Yes.
Who's sleeping next to Semper?
Oh, I'm not.
ISO sleeps away from everybody about 10 feet because he's got an affliction.
I sleep where I've fallen down.
I sleep next to Yana.
I stay a bit of a distance so I can watch over everyone. I will take that first watch.
I'll sleep on my horse.
Nice. How do you have white light still coming off of you?
What, me?
No, ISO.
I don't know. Somebody had clicked, like I didn't do this, but somehow my public light switch went on while I was like just watching the screen.
Yeah, that was me. I turned it off because it was on your horse. Your horse's light was
ISO's the
on.
real light bearer.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that doesn't really matter, but I had just equipped this torch and then hit light, and this is what it did.
Okay, well now it's fixed, I guess. It was weird.
I still do see some white light surrounding here. I don't know if it's coming. Hold.
No,
it's
you're
coming
good
from
now.
me.
No,
White
you
turd.
look good now to me. It might be a desync, but it looks good. Okay, so you're breaking camp. That's good. After several hours, Jothier, you see the advisor walking across the bridge and directly towards your group.
Is Laxton still awake, or is he just...
They're all asleep, from what I understand.
Yeah, I'm asleep. I'm asleep on my horse.
Okay. Seeing her coming, I nudge. Looks like Laxton's closest to me. I nudge Laxton and just whisper, "Wake up!
Oh, yeah, I'm
People are
up.
approaching."
I'm up. Oh, you're back.
You waking anybody else up? Is that it?
Do I have enough time? I
Yeah,
give a
she's
little
walking
gentle-
over. She's not running.
Okay, yeah, I'll give a little gentle foot tap to the two people laying on the ground, and if there's a rock, maybe gently toss it over to at ISO. Try to stir him. Not make it too obvious that the camp is arousing.
You can all see her walking very slowly, methodically. She does not look like she's in a hurry at all. She comes to the edge of your little camp, I guess we'll call it, and just starts looking expectantly around at each of you.
So what do you say? I didn't hear.
She looks like she's waiting for something. And now she's just staring at you, Loxon.
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome.
She's still staring at Loxon. Not saying anything.
My name is Lawson. Back to Rickworld. Childhood friend of he who should not be, he who remains unseen. Is that what you're waiting for again?
I'm waiting for you to get off your horse, she says in a very impatient voice.
Well, next time, ask. Don't just stand there like a creepy little woman.
You should watch your mouth, Loxan. We are here on a diplomatic mission, remember? And please get off me. Thank you.
And then, since we got here, I had to help save this stupid stupid old man from his suicidal tendencies. Something out there has managed to hurt me a little bit. Then I had to deal with her and her little attitude. So excuse me if I'm a little bit pissed.
Perhaps you should not be the one doing the talking then.
Whoever, why are you here?
She looks at you, Nyana, beckons you forward respectfully. Doesn't look impatient. It's more of a questioning than a
Make my
demanding.
pass, Loxan.
She nods at you and thanks when you step in front of Loxan. I am Meandre, advisor to the King of Anjit and survivor of the Drokor. I am here to speak to the king on his behalf. You may tell me what you came here to tell him, but you will not have an audience with the king. You will not enter the city. So whatever you have to say, you can say it to me here and now, and then be back on your way home.
I suppose it will have to do. My name is Nyana. I'm too an ambassador of the Lord Kennison and Exeter. I claim no other titles or names, since I have a humble upbringing. But we come here for a proposal from Exeter, who wants her son, the King of Enjet, to embrace his magical powers. And she would want him to either return to his mother or forge some sort of alliance with Exeter and those of the Grinding Wastes.
She laughs a little quietly and then catches herself. Says, I mean no offense to you. Nyana, you said your name was, right?
That is correct.
How well do you know Exeter?
I must be honest with you, I do not know her very well. Apart from that she apparently has been allied with Rookwalds and has been a dire enemy of those in Doomguard. And that she has great magical powers, but other than that, I do not know her.
She is the king's mother, but she also tried to imprison him for an eternity or who knows how long. Did you know that?
We weren't told, so no.
Did you know that she sent the cannibals that came to kill the king's father, her own husband? Were you aware of that?
It seems I'm aware of little.
And so you would still advise the king to befriend his mother, ally with her.
It is the king's choice to do so or to not do so.
And how about the rest of you? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But I don't see why talking would make things worse. I mean, he could try to cultivate his magical powers, right? It would only give him more strength, consolidate his power.
Perhaps. The Zengris running loose. Sinking ships. Attacking people. Could be helpful against that too.
My guy!
But what about the rest of you? Would anybody here advocate on behalf of Exeter? You can tell she's speaking very sarcastically. As an ally with our king?
Oh, fatal error. Be right back.
Lawson speaks up. Lady, ever since this has happened, I've had more questions than I have answers. Every time something happens, wait, hold on, let me rewind that. And every time I get close to an answer, I end up with more questions. So, I'll give you this one question right now. I'll give you your answer right now. Am I an ally of hers? Hell no. I've had a bad feeling about her since we saw her.
Anyone else have anything to add?
Sure. Yeah. We're very concerned, as you are, with these knights that are watching your town. I don't know that this is the only occurrence of this going around. Towns are being burnt in the night. Things that should be better left dead are walking again. There are already alliances that are starting up to try to protect us. The commander at Doongard, for instance, is scouting for signs of undead, and will bring this information back to Lord Gannison. She's agreed to do so. Lord Gannison has been treating with Exeter. Again, because alliances need to be met, we need to all hold strong against whatever it is this is that is bringing the night down upon us permanently.
The king has
Understood.
confirmed. It is the Riders of Death. She motions behind her. They're the ones who bring the eternal darkness.
Are they responsible for the undead as well?
I cannot say. Do not know for sure. But he's been through some of his father's books. They are surely responsible. This has happened before.
This darkness has happened before?
She nods.
When?
Story time can be another trip. I'm
Yes.
here to negotiate on the behalf of the king.
So, as I was saying, it would probably be in Anjet's best interest to expand its alliances at this point. Understanding there might be some bad blood and a bad past. There has been amongst all the other ones that have allied themselves thus far. But all we can do is hold strong together, or we'll all end up in the abyss if we don't.
Our only humble request is that the king ought to consider our offer, and that maybe Rookwold can still be saved. Is there any message we should take back to Lord Kennison on behalf of the king?
I haven't decided yet.
Now, please take your time. No need to rush a decision. As you can see, we're still alive. The riders are still there, so...
There is one thing I want to ask.
Go on.
Iso told me that you told him that there was only one person that has ever defeated one of those riders back there. And for that, you banished him.
No,
No,
that's not why he was banished.
So why was he banished?
That...
Wait, why was he banished then?
It was part of a negotiation with the goblins to remove the man from our lands once they helped us return the kingdom to our king from the false king.
So even though he defeated, so even though he's the only one that has defeated one of those things, you had to oblige.
Kings have to make difficult decisions sometimes.
Did you say part of the negotiation with the goblins? Did you give this man to the goblins?
No, they apparently only asked that he be banished.
Do you know where he went?
He left on a boat with a friend of the king, an advisor. They both went to Bone Drift. Haven't heard from them since.
Advisor wouldn't happen to go by the name of Odin, by any chance, did it?
No, Odin hasn't been seen by the king in quite some time. She disappeared shortly after the battle.
Was the other man that was with him perhaps incredibly handsome?
He's one of the most handsome men I've ever seen, yes.
Oh, so it couldn't have been Porkchop Face then.
Yes, because your eyes aren't well, ISO.
Okay, so
I think it might have been the man we know as Alexander.
That was him.
So he's the advisor. So he was the advisor. Who's the old guy's name?
A very large man. You couldn't miss him. Quite an accomplished warrior.
Yes. It appears we've already met him.
So he is still alive. Of course, nothing could kill him, it seems.
So was Alexander the one that has defeated one of these before, or was it the large brutish man?
I think it's the large brutish man.
She nods in agreement with Nyana.
You said you were a survivor of the Dracor. Are they at all connected to this darkness?
I doubt it. The Dracor prefer to be left alone. We haven't seen them since the Zengris began attacking. And the darkness fell.
Zengris?
A very unusual creature that found its way here under very unusual circumstances.
Why is it attacking your ships?
We don't know. It actually helped to defeat the false king. And then it started to turn on us very quickly.
What was the name of that thing?
Zengris. Zengriss. I have advised the king, I will admit, on using his magic. He has preferred not to in the past, to follow his father's path, and not his mother's path. I will continue to advise him to use his magic. and I will relay your message about an alliance. But I will promise nothing. I do not trust her, and you shouldn't either. If you
I just said I
continue
don't.
going from place to place representing her, you're going to find yourself a whole new set of enemies.
I do appreciate the warning.
I don't trust you anyway.
May the king come to a decision in wisdom.
Speaking of new enemies, we heard that there were perhaps some bandits or such in your forest.
Bandits?
Yeah, apparently they saw this group.
Yes, a group of peculiar black-dressed men claimed their wheels of their carts had been smashed.
Carts full of something pungent. They said their leader was Odin, in fact, which
Wait,
is comical.
you
They
said
you
pungent?
Have, oh, yes.
She immediately looks very, very concerned.
Anyway, they said that people of the woods were called them. They were attacking them, knocking out their wheels and things.
Why do I get this bad feeling that that's a bad thing? Hey, judging for your face right now, it is.
You know of these people?
Yes. Odin was given the old village of Diothar as a reward for helping the king, and she set up a new home for her and the surviving cultists. And previously they had engaged... don't really know who they were, but a force from up north. They are probably the bandits that they were referring to. Although we have not directly had problems with them, the king does believe that they are not our friends. They came to visit the false king, but they have yet to come to visit the new king. And we haven't seen them. So we do not call them allies. But the cultists, if what you say is true, where were they going?
Well, they had mentioned that they were in search of a key for their master. They said that Odin had headed to Ailton for some reason, but I guess presumably to deal with these enemies. Ailton, if you have not heard, we have heard on our travels that it was burned down.
By Odin.
Do not know. The only witnesses are, well, hunters that arrived back to their own village of Ailton after the deed was done. So there are apparently no real witnesses found thus far that we've encountered.
Curious. We've had no problems with Odin's cultists. However, it does seem that they have returned to their old ways. You should avoid them. They were carrying barrels on carts, yes?
Aye, yes.
Well, if you're not careful, it might be you in one of those barrels next time. They have a peculiar way of masking the odor, but make no mistake, you will be in the barrel next.
You know, I heard that these two people saved this city before, and why is it that they always end up bad?
2?
Yeah, two. I've only heard of two people.
Well,
There's
there were
more?
several. Yes. A mage. He was quite interested in the Zengris, actually, and as well as the people he called his friends in the north. He went after them, and we never heard from him again.
And his name?
Archer.
Archer. Weird name.
Agreed.
Especially
But-
for a maid.
He was a friend of the king's before I knew the king.
Can't he help do these nights?
As I said, he went
What,
after
if-
them and never returned. The king believes that the knights may have killed him, as he has clearly never been successful in establishing any sort of relations. And the Zengris, well, it still attacks.
These people he calls friends in the north. Exactly where are they?
Nobody knows. Archer knew where they
Archer
used to
knew.
be. And
Apparently they're in the woods.
yes, they knew Odin's cultists before Odin did. They have a colorful history, from what I understand. They were likely the ones attacking the cultists.
That's a good point.
Well, if there's nothing else, I bid you farewell. As I said, I will take your advice and encourage the king to develop his magic skills. It doesn't have to be like his mother, he can be something different. But I will pass on your advice to form an alliance with his mother, but I will still continue to advise against it.
Very well.
That is a fair bargain. We will return to Bone Drift to inform them we have delivered the message.
She bows her head slightly.
And if the king needs any favors, feel free to ask us.
You should kill your friend now. And do yourself a favor. She tips her head towards Semper in the back.
Well, believe me, I'm close to doing that.
The old man may be a fool, but I see no reason to kill him. He's a good kind of fool. Just one that creates too much trouble. He does it from a kind heart, I assume.
Thank you, Diana.
We shall see. Have a safe journey, and good luck to you. I hope that you survive the trip back. Most of you. She gives you a
Thank-
pretty dark scowl, Semper.
Thank you.
I wink at her.
Alright, thank you. And I slightly bow my head in return.
I'll just I'll just pat my chest.
You don't have what?
I'll just pound my chest as a show of respect.
Oh, okay. All right, she's going to turn to walk away and head back into the city. And what's your plan now? So you're heading back to Bone Drift?
That's what ISO would recommend, sure.
Yes, that's what Ayana would do as well.
Well,
I'm still curious about those people out in the forest. Just because they attacked the cart, they only broke the wheels. They didn't actually attack the people. They might not truly be enemies.
yeah,
We should
that's what.
find out
Yeah,
what
that's
their
what.
side of things are.
Yeah, that's what. That's actually a good idea. I'm trying to go with Jeffrey's plan here.
Wait, what is the... You should talk about this in character if you want to do something different.
But yeah,
I am.
yeah.
Oh.
Joyful wants to find out the people in the woods are who are attacking the cultists, and I agree with that.
The key seekers. Do you think that maybe these other people know where this key is, and maybe that's why they were breaking their wheels? Try to stop.
Perhaps. They may even know what the key goes to.
Who knows if the key even exists? They might be seeking for something that doesn't. That I've no interest in.
Well,
and think that which does not exist.
Well, we won't find out until we try.
I look over to Semper and say, they may even know more about the riders.
I do recall that the last time we encountered strangers. Well, Semper encountered strangers. It all didn't go so well. So perhaps we
I've
ought to
taken
stick to the plan
fairly
this time.
good care of myself up to this point, I feel.
We're talking about an old man here.
Diana, what if there is a key, though? I'm going to rack my brain and see if I remember any stories I've heard. But what if there was a key and it went to some cache of ancient lost artifacts? Or something else that a cult would want to get their hands on, like perhaps something of great magical power. It might be worth a detour on the way back.
I mean, we can look around for a while, and if we don't see anything, we can just go back to Birdsworth.
Yeah.
Fine. We'll take a look. But nothing more. If we don't find anything, we move on.
Fine.
Yes, I agree. That sounds like a good idea. It's along the way anyway, right?
I mean, that's what you lot said. I mean, I'm aware of this. I apparently couldn't find it.
And since we weren't allowed in the city, we could always rummage for some rations, berries, small game, while hunting in the forest for these bandits.
Short ride out from Engit brings you right back to the crossroads. And you are right back where you were before.
Should we roll presents again?
Yes.
You die?
Yeah, you can roll presence, yeah.
By the way, I've been looking at my character still, and I still see nothing's different about him.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you said to look at your character.
Correct. Keep your eyes where you're supposed to keep them. That was my point.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm still blind, apparently.
Okay.
I got a 14.
Okay.
I got 20 total.
All right, everybody except for Semper and Loxon. The same sounds of the night are the same critters. Hey, Overkill, thank you, man. 1 sec. The same critters and sounds, and everything's just like you left it. You know, a quick search of the ground. The only tracks you see are animal tracks, and then some your tracks that go into Anjit. Maybe some older tracks going towards Anjit. And, of course, the tracks for the cultists heading east, sorry. The path that you came in from.
So I don't see any tracks that lead in elsewhere.
Animal tracks running through the woods. But nothing that stands out and says, hey, this is what you're looking for.
Like no tracks that come out of the woods, either horsemen, footmen, whatever, to show that there was a scuffle near the trail where the wagons were at, where the wheels got broken. And folks planted, turned, ran off another direction.
Nothing like that. Nothing. No horseshoes or people coming out of the woods.
Perhaps they were lying. Those cultists.
But why would they sabotage their own wheels?
I don't know.
Who knows? From what I've heard, cultists are weird.
They sound right in the head to me.
Of course I do, Semper. Of course I do.
Well, I guess we can. Do you want to look around, or this is still the way back anyway?
Yeah, let's look around a little bit before we head off.
Jothir dismounts and starts walking up to the tree line, just to kind of take a look around. Hold up the torch to see better.
Wait, where was the cart attacked?
Basically where Semper is and where ISO is. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Where Jothir is and where you just came from.
So, here, basically.
Yes.
So, along here.
Yes.
Alright, actually, stand up and head off this way.
And nothing unusual at the tree line for you, Jothir.
So, okay, Game Master.
Yes.
Lawson sees lights ahead. To his
Those are the cultists. I just stuck them in the back.
Never mind.
You don't see those.
Never mind. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead on. I don't know, ahead more.
So I don't see like any symbols on the trees or anything like that.
No, everything looks pretty normal.
There's nothing
Yeah.
here?
Just what you'd expect. Nothing that you can find. Well, you specifically, but yeah, nothing anybody can find. Looks pretty much just like you left it. Tracks leading, to and from Anjit, as you would expect. It's the major place around here, and then was really nothing. It just looks like a crossroads, lots of normal people traffic, very light traffic coming from the way that the cultists were coming from. But yeah, the majority of the traffic is going to and from Anjit east.
Does anyone see anything? Any tracks that we could follow?
I didn't see anything. I rode up all the way to the west and along the tree line, all down the road a while, came back.
Can I even hear him from this far?
I don't know. Can you? I don't know how far you are. I can only keep so many of you in my screen at once.
Now you're way
There
out there.
seems to be nothing
Yeah,
here.
I'm way out there.
Seems it'll have to remain a mystery, and we'll have to just continue along our way.
Well, I think that we have two options. We could travel to that village that they said that they had come from. Maybe they know more. Or we can continue back to the Bone Wastes.
Diathar, that village?
The friendlier cultist, the friendlier stranger, he did tell us to travel on to that village. It was only the angrier one who seemed to be against it.
That's true. What do you think, Neon?
I suppose we could take a risk once in a while.
How do you feel about that, Sempa, going to the cultist village?
I feel like it's a grand idea.
Now I'm getting doubts.
Well, sounds like it's... That sounds like the thing to do. We just have to find the place. I bet Luxon knows where it is. He says he's from here. Luxon! Luxon!
Okay, I turn around. What? What?
Like waving. Like, wait, just move my torch over my head back and forth. Try to signal you back.
Okay, I'm nothing. Yeah, I see ya. Anything?
We were discussing. We haven't seen anything around, either of us, but that village that was mentioned, the one, Diathar. Figure you probably know where it is, being that you're from here. Can you take us there? Maybe they haven't. Maybe we'll find more there.
No, that's not really a good idea.
Why is that?
Well, not long before I left here, I heard they got burned down by someone's army, and
down?
the people who rebuilt it there have done some very creepy, mysterious stuff. And I have heard noises out there. Don't know what, just weird, unexplained noises.
You're sure that isn't just Adam?
You do know who you're talking to, right?
So
What?
nobody recalls the conversation from 5 minutes ago with the advisor.
She said that Odin was gifted this old town, this old previous town, and turned it into the new cultist.
Yep, and that's all you
So
remember,
that don't end up in the carts.
right?
Yeah, next time it could be us in those carts. I mean, barrels, things. I mean,
Yeah, we should probably avoid them. Go on.
I mean, the village is prepared if that's where you want to go. I'm just making
Nope.
sure that you We've already
Just
one
out of character,
person's
we got
already.
that Semper going first.
Yeah,
Yeah, she'll
yeah.
fix that. Yeah, that'll fix it all. Yeah.
I don't know. I
It'll be
think
like-
I think Semper would probably try and acclimate with the locals.
What I mean, it'll be
Yeah.
like Inception, like, she'll-
And
like,
become the
it'll-
leader, and then we'll all be safe.
You know nothing. You know nothing.
You'll have cultists following both characters. Be awesome.
No.
Clash of the Titans, Semper v Odin.
Returning.
That
to
would be
Bonjourcoco.
interesting.
I actually agree with Liana. Let's go back to Bonjourcoco.
It'll be a battle to see who is the goat. Greatest
No.
of all time.
Good choice of words, though. When where Noodle's concerned.
I think returning to Bone Drift is the safer thing to do. Besides,
You know
what exactly are we looking for when we meet the cultists?
There are also the presumably the same ones. They're walking on foot, so you could presumably catch up to them at some point too. If you're bound and determined to talk to them again.
No, they didn't seem really helpful.
What about? It's a bit of a long shot here. Also, stop me if I'm gaming. So you know that guy that you were talking about, the third hero, supposed.
Spit it out.
Oh, fine. I spit it out. Why not find the people that guy Archer was trying to find? They seem.
That guy, Archer. It's hilarious to hear you say that.
I'm in character, alright?
No, you're not talking to me.
I'm not. I'm
Well,
in
to
character.
everybody else, you
I'm
might be in
talking
character because you're talking to nobody.
to them. I'm telling these people. Why not try find those people up north?
Why would we? What do they have to offer? We don't know them even. I mean, the cultists we've met. But these people you're on about, we've never seen them. So what would be in it for us?
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't know about you, but I want some answers to this. I mean, you heard what
Well-
I said. We've had nothing but questions to this ever since it started. I want some answers.
And who says
Whichever
the
way we
traitor
go,
will give you answers?
whichever
Okay,
way we
yeah.
go, do we really want to rush back to the bone drifts? I mean, we don't exactly have an answer that Lord Gannison or Exeter is going to like, and the advisor said that she would bring our message to the king. She would advise against it, but she would still bring our message to the king. Do we want to stay nearby to maybe hear any possible positive news?
We have done our job, and I think if we don't return, the consequences are going to be much more severe. And we have simply done our job. What the king answers is not up to us to decide.
Let nobles do noble work.
What Isis said. We only do the running and the talking, but we don't take the decisions.
Well, trying to find those Northmen is still on the table.
I'm not going north to run after some people I've never met.
You've never met neither of us, and you've run after us a lot of times.
Because I've seen you. Because I know you exist.
Wait, hang on. You think Archer's make-believe?
Well, I have never seen him, so I don't know what he looks like. I don't know if he's trustworthy. There are many complaints I have against going there.
Well, you think Alexander's trustworthy? Odin meh. Let's try us luck.
Hold on, that's a good point. The hero, the big man, right? He was accompanying Alexander, and remember, Alexander took the part and then went to go visit Lord Gannison. So, do you think that those people who might know more are near Lord Gannison at this point?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, given that
She
the
said,
big,
yeah,
given that the
sorry.
big man has apparently killed one of the riders, I think he's a valuable person to speak to at some point.
Oh, yeah, but over that, I mean, didn't she say that those two were on their way to Bone Drift at this point? Right? I mean, right, it could have been days ago, but the chance that they might be at Bone Drift.
I don't think they were going there because, well, firstly, they were in prison by Exeter, so I don't think returning to Bone Drift would be the smartest
Yes.
idea.
I think we found them after the Bone Drift escapade.
Oh,
I don't think they'll be returning to Bone Drift anytime soon. They're likely running whatever errand Lord Gannison set them up to do.
But we can share maybe with the Lord that we learned that this man knows how to deal with these riders.
It would be incredible, valuable information to pass on to him.
So that means, what's your plan?
I suppose it is returning to Bone Drift and informing Lord Gannison
Returning to
about
wherever we horsed from.
what we've learned.
Okay.
Got an Eric character question. When we rode here, you said it took a few days to get here. Did we go through that morass, or did we go around it?
Through. The road goes through.
Would we have passed a certain temple?
No. No, the temple's off the beaten path.
Jothier kind of sighs and just says, well, if you feel that the best thing to do is to return to the Bone Drifts and meet up again with Lord Gannison, and especially if we have some important news to tell him about that there is someone that can defeat these riders, then perhaps we should make haste.
I think that is wise.
I really do not like it, but fine.
Yes. I'm disappointed that we won't be visiting the cultists.
Perhaps we will later.
Of course you are.